If you've started your journey into the chords, you probably must have started with E minor, A major, and a couple more major and minor chords. While learning so, have you ever tried to understand the notes behind them or what defines a major chord? How is a minor chord formed? If not, let's get on to it. Now, if you're not aware of the notes in music and the formation of the major scale, then I would highly recommend you to go back to the second video of my channel titled Music Theory Essentials, which is about the notes in music and how they work all over the fretboard, along with the formation of the major scales. So knowing the notes and the formation of the major scales is important before you start with this lesson. So let's start with the triads. What is a triad? A triad is nothing but a three-note chord. And the following are the four types of triads: major, minor, augmented, and diminished. In this lesson, I will talk about the major and minor triads. Firstly, let's try to find out how these major and minor triads are formed. A major triad is formed from the first, third, and fifth note of a major scale, and a minor triad is formed from the first, flat third, and fifth of a major scale. So you can see that the first and the fifth are the common notes in major and minor triads. The third gets flattened by a half step in case of a minor triad. Now what that flat third means is you have to take that third note half step behind. So again, a major triad is 1, 3, 5 of the major scale, and a minor triad is 1 flat 3, 5 of a major scale. In this lesson, we'll learn and understand the notes of the following open chord shapes, which are E major and E minor, A major and A minor, D major and D minor, G major and C major. So the first two chords in the list are E major and E minor. This is the open shape of an E major chord. Now let's quickly find out the notes present in E major chord. These are the notes of E major scale, which are E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. As we can see, the first, third, and fifth notes of E major scale are E, G sharp, and B. Let's go back to the open shape of E major and figure out the notes we are playing. From the low E, obviously the E note, then B, which is second fret of A string, E, which is second fret of D string, G sharp, which is first fret of G string, then open B string and open E string. As you can see, we played E, G sharp and B throughout the shape. Some of the notes might get repeated, but as long as we are playing the first, third and fifth of the scale, we are playing that major triad. Now let's find out about E minor. The only difference from E major to E minor is that of the third note. So this G sharp will become a G note. So again, starting from the low E to high E, let's check the notes that we are playing. E string, which is the note E, then note B, which is second fret of A string, then note E, which is second fret of D string, then open G string, then open B and open E. So we are playing E, G and B, which is 1 flat 3, 5 in E minor chord. Let's move on to the next two set of chords, which are A major and A minor. So this is an open shape of an A major chord. And these are the notes of A major scale, which are A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. And the first, third and fifth are A, C sharp and E. So let's find out the order of notes we are playing in A major chord shape. So if we start from the root note, which is A string, the notes are A, which is open A string, E, which is second fret of D string, A, which is second of G string, then C sharp, which is second fret of B string, and E, which is the high E string. So that is it, A, C sharp and E throughout the A major chord shape. Now let's go to A minor. The only difference again is that of a third note. So the third note of the scale was present on the second fret of the B string. This will become the first fret of the B string, which is flattening the third note. So the notes of A minor chord starting from the root note of A string will be A, open A string, E, second fret of D string, A, second fret of G string, C, first fret of B string, and open E string, which is note E. That's about A major and A minor. Let's find out about the next two set of chords, which are D major and D minor. This is the open shape of a D major chord. And here are the notes of D major scale, which are D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Now the first, third, and fifth are D, F sharp, and A. So let's go back to the chord shape and figure out the order of notes. Now the notes present in a D major chord are D, F sharp, and A. And that is the reason why we are not supposed to play the low E string while holding this D major chord, because this E note is absent in a D major chord. So we can either start from A or the root note itself, which is the D string, because both these notes are present in a D major chord. So if we start from the root note, which is D string, the notes will be D, which is open D string, A, which is second fret of G string, D, which is third fret of B string, and F sharp, which is second fret of the high E string. Let's find out about the same minor chord. So this is the shape of a D minor chord. So the difference from D major to D minor is F sharp that was present on the second fret of the E string had to be shifted one note behind, which is first fret of the E string. So again, the order of notes from the root note open D string will be note D, which is open D string, A, which is second fret of G, D, which is third fret of B string, and F, which is first fret of E string. Now let's go to the next open chord shape, which is G major chord. And this is the shape of the G major chord. And here are the notes of a G major scale, which are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And as we can see, the first, third, and fifth are G, B, and D. So a G major triad contains G, B, and D. Let's go back to the G chord shape and figure out the order of notes. So starting from the low E to high E, we are playing the note G, which is the third fret of the low E string, note B, which is second of A string, D, which is open D string, open G string, D, which is third fret of B string, and G, which is third fret of high E string. Now you might come across this shape of a G major chord, wherein the B string is open. And even that is a G major chord, because that B note is the third note of the G major scale. Let's find out about the last chord in the list, which is C major chord. So this is the shape of a C major chord. And here are the notes of a C major scale, which are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And C, E, G is what we get as the first, third, and fifth of the C major scale. So once again, let's find out the notes we are playing in a C chord shape. So if we start from the A string, the notes are C, which is third fret of the A string, E, which is second fret of the D string, G, which is open G string, C, which is first fret of the B string, and E, which is high E string. So that was about major and minor triads. I hope I have made clear about the open chord shapes and the notes behind them. Keep practicing and please subscribe to my channel for more.